There is nothing worse than clicking on a YouTube link hoping to find your favorite video and then getting struck with the worst message imaginable. This video isn't available anymore. Okay, fine, there are many things worse than a deleted video, but it's high up there for me. And it can happen just like that, without any warning. And if you haven't backed up the video, it's lost forever. Or is it? Sometimes deleted videos or channels can find themselves in limbo, trapped within the confines of the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine. If the channel's URL has been archived and it's a good snapshot, you can view the videos in all their glory, but still it's pretty hit or miss. Why am I saying all this though? Well, I was investigating a web series iceberg the other day, and at the bottom I came across an interesting channel named Adverse.wad. The description said original Doom ARG was later completely deleted, but someone has an archive of the videos in their possession, and they seem to be archived on the Wayback Machine. So, it's a Doom ARG that's also lost media, kind of? Now you got my attention. Clicking the link, we can see that the channel is still around, but without any videos or anything really to latch onto. Fortunately though, it has been indeed archived on the Wayback Machine. So, using the primordial spells of right-clicking, inspecting element, and saving the embedded footage, we can now watch the lost videos from Adverse.wad's YouTube channel. It's a horror and fiction project where the player explores corrupted Doom maps, which become incomprehensible hellscapes of data moss textures and polygons. So, without any delay, sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey into the unknown. The adventure begins with a short video titled Z-Doom 2020-08-07 15-32-19-03 DVR. It's a digital video recording of Entryway, the iconic first map of Doom 2, Hell on Earth. We see the player grabbing the chainsaw and wreaking havoc, with nothing out of the ordinary going on up until he reaches the level's first large area. The screen glitches for a moment and a message appears on top. Nemesis has connected. The player tries pausing, but it's in vain. The screen continues glitching until it freezes up, displaying some messages from the console, and then the video ends. Right off the bat, it seems an unknown entity has infiltrated the player's game, corrupting it in mysterious ways. Its motives and powers are still unknown, but it definitely looks like a major threat. Next up, we have a video named Signify, and things go off the rails almost immediately, with a player trapped inside a room with two doors that cannot be opened. In fact, there is nothing interactive whatsoever. The player tries desperately to escape without success until the screen glitches out and they are teleported to a different area entirely, with a creepy sound effect playing, while the HUD is glitched out for a few seconds. Once again, nothing can be interacted with. The doors remain closed, the teleporters are inactive, and even the lava floor doesn't cause any damage. The player frantically looks for an exit, but gets teleported to a new area again. They try going up the steps, but fall through the ground into another room. The new room has a switch that is again not operable, but as soon as the player goes near it, they fall again into another room. Poor guy can't catch a break, approaching a room with a red star in the middle, severely corrupting the screen and sending them to another location. For a few moments, things look normal, although the player is still closed in. But once more that changes with yet another teleportation into the classic Mancubus room from map 7, Dead Simple. But the screen freezes and the video ends abruptly. Besides all the glitches and the frequent room changes, there is an unsettling atmosphere to this video. There is no music besides a few creepy sound effects. Nothing is working as it should, and there are no enemies to fight. It looks like Doom Guy is stranded in purgatory. Will he be able to get out with his sanity intact? The next episode is named Doom 2 Map 10 Refueling Base. I think it's pretty obvious which map we're exploring here. Surprisingly, everything looks normal, at least for a while. Besides a few screen artifacts, the player is ripping and tearing their enemies. But of course, things don't stay that way for long. A bizarre window pops up for a second, and the screen goes berserk. With her HUD once again mangled, the player tries finishing the level, but the window pops up again, the screen freaks out, and the HUD ends up mostly blurred. The video ends in a very unexpected fashion. The dark window pops up again, but this time it takes over the entire game. The graphics are completely destroyed and loud noises can be heard in the background. The game freezes up and we see the dark scene again, with blurry walls of text all over the screen. The video ends and we're left with more questions than answers. What is that dark window depicting? What is the ending text saying? And what does the mysterious entity corrupting the player's game want from them? Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. Things take a dark turn in the next video with the ominous title Indeterminate Premonition. It starts with a dark texture slowly crawling across the screen, then blurry text and random 4-point stars appear for a second before we are transported to the gameplay. This time we are in the original Doom game as the player explores its first map, the hangar. Of course, things don't stay normal for long, since the player discovers a strange, seemingly endless corridor leading into the unknown. As they venture forth, the darkness surrounds them, and a white star can be seen in the distance. Getting closer, we get a glitchy jump scare, and strange images and sounds overwhelm our senses. Before the sequence ends though, a message can be seen at the top left of the screen: "You got the shotgun." We return to the hangar, but something is wrong. There is no longer a HUD, and the level is gradually engulfed by darkness. Textures morph into grainy black and white images, and structures vanish. Eventually, the player finds a clone of themselves, which transforms into some sort of a shadowy figure. The white star appears for just a second, and we are now equipped with a shotgun, ready to pull the trigger. The screen cuts to black and we return to the game. However, it seems that the Doom guy's face is missing from the HUD. What was that dark figure we saw in the void? Maybe it was Nemesis, and the entity took the player's soul, represented by the Doom guy's face in the HUD. If so, it's frightening to imagine what else the player will encounter in the upcoming videos. The penultimate episode once again has a normal title, which is Ultimate Doom E1M4 Command Control, and it's actually a normal playthrough of a level, but we all know that's not gonna last for long. Indeed, once the player grabs the blue keycard, the level starts falling apart, with textures blinking in and out of existence. Unfazed by this, they continue and manage to reach the exit. Once we activate the switch though, something unexpected happens. All the HUD elements disappear and we are transported to an endless hallway, with the same structures being repeated over and over. Suddenly, the screen glitches out and a message appears on top. Your spirit will predecease you. The hallway's colors slowly fade out, and all we can see is darkness. But for a moment, a creepy image can be seen at the bottom of the screen, where the Doom guy's face is supposed to be. It looks like a skull or a mask. It's difficult to make out. One thing is certain though, it has no eyes, possibly alluding to the message we just saw. The player will lose their spirit, and their very soul will cease to exist. And then they will die. The video's ending paints a grim picture, and with only one episode remaining, things don't look promising for the player. We've reached the finale of the series with our longest episode yet, named 4-Point Star. It seems we've gone full circle since we're once again exploring Doom 2's entryway. The player kills enemies, finds secrets, and explores around as usual until they reach the exit. Before pressing the final switch, they die, the screen glitches out, and we're back at the beginning of a level. The player goes at it again, but the graphics are severely distorted now, and they die again at the same spot, so close yet so far. This time the black screen of death appears with a message on top. Its letters are too pixelated to make out, but from what I could decipher, it mentions a 4-point star. We return to the start of a level, but things are more glitchy and broken than ever. Completely unfazed, the player continues exploring the level the same way as before, hoping for a different outcome, I suppose. but unfortunately another untimely death prevents them from escaping this purgatory. The dark screen appears and another message flashes for a few frames before we're back where we started. It seems like the message is saying the realization of missed windows and concepts, but it's too blurry to be certain. Let me know what you think. This time the level is a complete mess. Most of the original geometry is gone, textures flicker in and out of existence, and the graphical corruption is insane, to the point where if you're sensitive to flashing images, you'd better look away for a while. With the Doom guy's face gone from the HUD, the player somehow manages to navigate through the incomprehensible mess of pixels and polygons and reach the exit, where the unsurprisingly meet their doom again. This time the post-mortem message says everything you could have been. Trapped in Doom 2's rendition of Groundhog Day, the player returns to the beginning of the level, doing the same things as the last time. The music is gone, replaced by a foreboding dark ambient track, and everything is so mangled that I can barely call this Doom 2 gameplay. The player dies yet again, with the final message being "Long live", followed by some blurred out words. We return to the beginning of Entryway, but something is different. The level is corrupted as usual, but the player acts differently from all their previous attempts. This time, the corrupted polygons seem to have solidified in a way that allows the player to navigate through them like they're part of the level's original design. As we explore around in utter confusion, a strange message appears in the middle of the screen. Map 32. All Doom 2 experts out there already know that this is the second secret map of the game, named Gross, or Keen if you have the BFG edition. The player opens up the console and teleports to said map. There are no enemies to be found, no items, no music, nothing at all. Not even the classic Commander Keen sprites are present to bring some humor to the situation. The player explores around and desperately interacts with all the walls in an attempt to escape, but nothing seems to be working. Eventually they find a wall with a glitched out texture and go through it. They encounter the clone again, and the map's name is now Breach instead of Gross. The player seems terrified of her clone, avoiding all visual contact. They try using no clip, but it doesn't work. It seems like the game doesn't want them to escape this time. The graphics slowly fade away, taking the player's HUD with them. The corruption intensifies, accompanied by a loud grinding sound. But just when all hope seems lost, they are teleported to a different level. Well, it's weird, it looks like we're still in Gross, but the textures are from the first secret level, Wolfenstein. Even the exit room looks the same, with one key difference. The side walls, instead of being the classic demonic faces, are now decorated by large 4-point stars. Regardless, the player can interact with the exit and finish the level. They get a perfect score, and the strange ending screen appears with an interesting message. Congratulations, you found the Ultra Secret. There's no level for you here, but instead you've unlocked a whole new kick-ass difficulty setting. The next sentence says, do you have what it takes to overcome your... But then the words get blurred out and the screen cuts to black. We return to the main menu, and indeed a new difficulty has been unlocked, but the text is too pixelated to make out. The player of course selects it, and an ominous confirmation message appears. They chicken out though, selecting no and exiting the game as fast as possible. After all the torment they endured, it's probably for the best. And that was Adverse Rot, the forgotten Doom horror series. It's such a shame, as the channel definitely deserved more recognition. The premise was pretty standard. An evil entity enters the player's game, corrupts everything and sends them to purgatory, but it was executed better than expected. The graphical glitches and distortions were impressive, although sometimes they were too much to bear. Still an accurate representation of how losing your sanity feels. The plot was simple and vague enough to create mystery, leaving me guessing what would happen next. However, I would have preferred if the blurred messages could be deciphered somehow. It'd add more intrigue and lore for those willing to explore the series. Also, I found the ending to be a little underwhelming. I guess the creator wanted to end things on a cliffhanger of sorts, but still I believe it could be handled differently to make things more interesting. Overall, it was a brief and enjoyable web series, with each episode executed in a simple yet effective manner. It makes me sad that it's no longer on YouTube as it had great potential, but fortunately it has been archived, so it's not completely lost. Hopefully one day the creator will decide to re-upload the videos to their channel and maybe even continue the series with more exciting episodes. Until then though, that's all I have to say about the Adverse Rod YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, comment your thoughts below and subscribe for more stuff. You know how it goes. You can also support me on Patreon or become a channel member for early access to my videos and other perks. Have a great day and until next time, take care and have fun.